Trump said this week he spoke to the president of Puerto Rico and the president of the Virgin Islands. Sir, you are the president of Puerto Rico, and you are also the president of the Virgin Islands. So the question is, who the fuck was you talking to?
The question seems simple enough. Did Donald Trump really say he spoke with the president of Puerto Rico? Yet this inquiry reveals something far more profound about American democracy and how we understand our own nation. The very asking of this question exposes a constitutional blind spot that has festered for generations, now amplified by a political figure who consistently demonstrates either profound ignorance or willful disregard for the truth. The problem begins with a basic fact of American governance that every school child should know, but somehow escapes our highest officials. Puerto Rico, as a U.S. territory, has no president. The island has a governor and a non-voting congressional representative, but its head of state remains the President of the United States. This isn't a matter of political debate, but established constitutional reality. Yet we find ourselves revisiting this elementary civics lesson because certain political figures persistently talk about Puerto Rico as if it were a foreign nation. This isn't Trump's first misunderstanding of Puerto Rico's status. During Hurricane Maria's devastating aftermath in 2017, he engaged in a now infamous Twitter tirade against San Juan Mayor Carmen Yulín Cruz, suggesting Puerto Ricans want everything to be done for them, in language many found racially coded. His administration's response to that crisis was widely criticized as inadequate and slow, creating lasting resentment among the island's residents who are American citizens. That historical context makes the current question about speaking to a fictional president particularly galling for those who remember the federal government's uneven emergency response. The recent news of Trump sending 10 F-35 fighter jets to Puerto Rico as part of his administration's escalated campaign against Caribbean drug cartels adds new urgency to this constitutional question. This significant military deployment to U.S. territory raises legitimate concerns about the administration's understanding of Puerto Rico's legal status. When a leader displays confusion about whether a territory has its own president, how carefully have they considered the implications of turning that same territory into a forward operating base? The military expansion represents a dramatic new chapter in U.S.-Puerto Rico relations that demands clarity about the island's proper status. Think about that for a moment. What would it mean for our democracy if a sitting president genuinely believed he had consulted with a non-existent foreign leader of a U.S. territory? The implications extend beyond mere factual error into the realm of democratic accountability. When citizens cannot trust their leader to understand basic governance structures, how can they trust that leader to make sound decisions about military deployments, disaster